What's going on? Matt Malatesta here in the Coach's Corner. We are here with none other than Veronica Johnson making big news, moving out of Atascocita High School where she had a tremendous career as a girls basketball coach, going to new school in Fort Bend ISD. She's going to open it up. The Crawford Chargers coach. Tell me about this big move. I mean, what really prompted it? How excited are you?
Hey, Matt. I appreciate that introduction. That was pretty good. So, this was something that came to me back in like December, I think it was, probably even a little bit before that. And I knew that this school was going to be opening up, and a couple people had reached out to me, and so I kind of, entertained the idea a little bit, but of course we were in season, so I didn't really want to think about it too much. Season ended, and it was still out there, and I knew that they were going to be opening up the job pretty soon. And so I started doing some research and took a couple trips out to the school to kind of see exactly where it was at. And so the job opened up, and I decided to throw my name in a hat and see what happens. And there we are.
Well, I'm a big fan of Deb Mize, who's the assistant AD there. Of course, Dina is there as well. She does a great job. But that school is supposed to be out of this world, very state of the art.
Yes.
What is it like? And having been a part of just a new build, like opening a school is a big project because you're kind of setting the foundation for the future.
Right.
Have you done that? And are you excited to be a part of that, just kind of creating something new?
I am. I really am. And that was the most tempting part, for me. When you get into this profession, you have goals and you have things that you want to do as a coach. And, and so opening up a new school definitely has checked off a box for me, and being able to lay that foundation and to get Crawford off of the ground. And, the campus, like you said, it is beautiful. And, it's not even fully complete yet, but you can just, I've never seen a campus like it before. So the courtyard is amazing. There's a skywalk in it.
I heard that.
It's kind of crazy. So I'm excited though. I'm super excited to be in Fort Bend, and I'm really excited about opening up a new school. So yeah.
And Fort Bend has also had really good girls basketball talent. If you look back at, High Towers has some great teams. Just in that area down there that, while it's not in Fort Bend ISD, Mammal's has some great talent. You've got A-Leaf and Hastings, A-Leaf Taylor. They, just that southwest side of Houston has a lot of really, really good players. Talk about that. What is going to be your style? Will your style be, kind of tapered to who is coming in there, or are you just going to say, hey, this is what we run?
Well, I think the good thing about it in my coaching style, and if you go back to previous years at Atascocita, we've always been known for defense. And, defense was our ways for us to be successful. And so I think that the style of coaching that I like to do, there is no doubt in my mind that those kids that we're getting at Crawford are going to be able to adjust to that style. It's defense first. It's fast. I love to run a fast break, set up an offense when we have to. But and I know that those kids, the athletes that Crawford is going to have is really going to fit into what I like to do as a coach. So I'm really excited about that. Of course, coaches, you have to make adjustments for what you have, but I think for the most part, for what I like to do, I think it's going to be just fine.
What I also like to know is, and just love hearing, like, who have been your biggest mentors as it relates to your career, coming up and now, opening a new school as a co-athletic coordinator, who's kind of mentored you along the way?
Well, Matt, that list can be so long. I've been so blessed to work with so many great coaches. There's back in my Cy Falls days, there is one coach that sticks out in my mind, that even when this came up, it was really hard for me to make that phone call to him, because he was a huge part of me wanting to get to Atascocita as well. And Jim Drought. I mean,
Oh
there's
yeah.
there's just no doubt that Jim Drought is a very great mentor for me. And when I had to call him and tell him, he supported me so much and told me there is nothing like opening up a new school. He opened up Cy Falls, so he kind of, went back to that, and just he's just a guy that I really, really look up to. Of course, here in Atascocita, in Humble ISD, Troy Kite is great. And then Jana Williams, but those have been people, in my lives, along with other people, but those have been people in my life that, really, really, have been mentors for me. So
What is going on with girls basketball? Because it is, I mean, look, I'm a sports guy and I'm an LSU guy. And I find myself at the NCAA championship game, and Dallas just drove up there and bought some tickets on StubHub, which were not cheap.
right.
But that place was packed. The energy
Yes.
was wild. And you had, I mean, you remember how it was, and it sounds kind of corny, but when you had Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, and they played in that, critical college game, and it just set off into the NBA.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, man, that vibe, and that's it, with LSU playing Caitlin Clark in Iowa. It felt
Yes.
kind of like, dude, this is happening.
Right.
Can you feel it as a girls basketball coach that the interest, that the wheels are really turning now, and you're seeing some amazing basketball talent, A, but B, you're just seeing the marketability of these girls. It's just blowing up right now.
Right. Matt, I think, this is 19 years for me,
Mhm.
and I've been, in the system, in the school system for 19 years. I did 10 years of AAU. And when I was in AAU, it wasn't like it is now. And that was just 8-10 years ago when I was in the AAU scene so
Right.
much. And it's just grown so much. And I just think that, kids are starting to play at a younger age. Girls are starting to play at a younger age. And so, I think that that's helping it grow a lot too. But then just the college game, LSU, South Carolina, Iowa State, all those teams, UT, I mean,
Right. Brooke McCarthy's
all
killing
these
it.
teams,
Yeah.
it's just really changing, the game for girls basketball. And it's exciting as a girls basketball coach to see such young kids that want to actually invest and love playing this game.
Yeah, and you see a lot of talent from Houston. I
Yes.
mean, you got Rory at UT who's done a great job. Charlie, who was at UT, who was the #1 pick. I
Yeah.
mean, she's made for social media. It's just like they're getting very savvy in the NIL world as well.
Right.
I mean, it's like, man, this is taking off. I mean,
It's taken
Brittany
off.
Griner,
Right.
Kelsey Bone. I mean, it's just been dozens. I mean, Deasia Thomas, who's at Houston Christian now, and now
Yeah.
she's going off to play at Tech. I mean, there's some players. Do you feel like Houston is one of the biggest hotbeds as it relates to girls basketball?
I think we are. And I think Dallas is still on the map.
I mean it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dallas is still on the map. But I think that Houston is getting there. I think where it kind of sets us apart is Dallas has facilities that are amazing. They really
Mhm.
do. And I think that Houston is starting to go that route, and we're starting to get there. And I think that once we start having those athletic facilities for these players to be able, these coaches, AAU
Yeah.
coaches, to host tournaments and stuff like that, I think it's just going to continue to grow. But yeah, it's big time right now. And I think
It is. It's hot.
I think it's a melting pot for sure.
It is. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about it. Well, hey, we're excited about you going to Crawford and opening that new school. That's going to be awesome. We're here with Veronica Johnson of Atascocita via now going to Crawford, which is the new school in Fort Bend ISD. This could be a beautiful place and is going to grow super quick, honestly.
Very quick.
You're going to be loaded with players. But hey, stay in touch. Congrats again. I know this is checking the mark on that resume.
Yes, sir. Hey, don't forget me out there now.
No,
Hey,
we
Matt.
won't. We
All
won't.
right.
All right, hey,
I
this is
appreciate
Matt with
it.
VYPE. We'll see y'all at the games.